Let's talk about lunar rainbows, also known as moonbows. Lunar rainbows are a phenomenon that, as I'm sure you probably guessed, are very similar to regular rainbows, however, they're just only seen at night. Lunar rainbows are produced basically in the same way that regular rainbows are, with light refracting off of a water droplet suspended in the air. However, instead of the light source making the rainbow being provided by the sun, in lunar rainbows it is provided by the moon. Now, lunar rainbows are much rarer than solar rainbows and are much harder to see. They're only really produced and seen about 10% as often as solar rainbows. They're also described by Aristotle, one of the ancient Greek philosophers, as only being visible on the 14th night of the lunar month, which kind of sounds hard to believe and very specific until you realize that the 14th day of the lunar month is in fact just a full moon, which does make sense as that's when the most light is visible being reflected by the moon. Lunar rainbows, in addition to being much rarer than solar rainbows, are also quite a bit less colorful. Since the moon reflects way less light than the sun produces, it shows up as a much more pale rainbow color spectrum and even looking white instead of colorful to the human eye. Most of the time, colors of lunar rainbows are incredibly faint. They can show up a lot brighter with an image taken by a long exposure camera, but most regular images and being just seen by the human eye, it does look kind of faint and a little bit unimpressive. Regardless, this is still a very rare and very interesting phenomenon, and due to the fact that it's much less common to see than solar rainbows, I think that it's even cooler.